I need to turn off my camera because the network just warns me that my signal is not very good, so I just turn off my camera, okay? And I will turn my camera on again when the internet improves. So guys, what do you think about the impact of the coronavirus on our economy performance, GDP performance this year? What do you think? Whether this coronavirus outbreak will increase or will reduce our GDP performance this year? What do you think? Everyone, did you get my question? Okay, my question again. I got the answer from Tree. Tree says coronavirus might reduce our GDP performance. Yi says the may reduce GDP performance as well. Okay, guys, think about this. I agree that coronavirus negatively affects our GDP performance. But think about this. In topic 3, we mentioned the 4 production factors. So GDP is affected by the 4 factors. What are they? GDP is affected by 4 production factors. What are they? What are they, everyone? What are the 4? This is human capital, natural resources, technology, and physical capital. Yes, I agree. So, thank you for that, Tree. So, as Tree says, we have 4 production factors, namely human capital, natural resources, technology, and physical capital. Now, look again, guys. Remember, these are the 4 factors affecting your GDP. Look into these 4 factors again. Did you see coronavirus in these 4 factors? Did you see coronavirus in these 4 factors? You just told me that coronavirus will negatively affect your GDP. Coronavirus outbreak will reduce your GDP. Okay? But now, remember when we talk about topic 3, and most of you believe that Nhi, He, and Phương An says because coronavirus will affect human capital. Yes, I agree. So that affects your human capital. But think about this. In general, the human capital refers to the education level on average. Okay? But think about this, guys. The 4 production factors predict the GDP performance in general, in a long term. Okay? But sometimes, during short run, there are some factors that can also affect your GDP performance. But these factors do not last long. Okay? So these are the short-term factors. Okay? So today we will talk about some factors that may affect your GDP in the short run, given that your long-term factors are still there. Okay? So remember the 4 factors. The 4 factors are still there. But sometimes, in the short run, you have some factors that can also affect the GDP. But remember, these factors do not last long. Okay? So that is the reason why, from this topic 5, topic 5 talks about short-term performance of GDP. From topics 1, 2, 3, and 4, we talk about the 4 factors, and those 4 factors affect your long-term performance. 4 factors affect long-term GDP. Okay? today, topic 5, and from topic 5 onward, we will talk about the factors affecting our GDP in the short term. Okay, so I hope you see that don't mess up. Sometimes you will see some factors they can affect your GDP, but they were not in your topic 3 at all. Okay, is that clear? Now, in order to analyze your GDP performance in the short term, we apply another model, which is called aggregate demand and aggregate supply. So this is the title of topic 5. So we apply aggregate demand AS aggregate supply model to analyzes GDP in the short run, in the short term. So guys, I just put in the message, check the message, and these messages are very important. 4 factors, the 4 production factors affect your GDP in the long term. ADAS model, which is we will study today. ADAS model will affect your GDP in the short term. Okay, don't mess them up. Now, so what do we mean by short term? What do we mean by short term? Have a look at this. This is how your GDP looks like. Okay, you see this? Have a look at this diagram. You see that there is a straight line which is upward, which is called growth trend, and you see sometimes the arrows goes down and the arrows go up and down, up and down. Now look at this again. The straight line, the growth trend, which is a steady straight line, that is the long-term GDP. Okay? Now, you see the arrows go down, the yellow one down, the green up, and yellow down again, and the green up again. Those are the short-term GDP. What does it mean? Think about your GPA performance, for example. The GPA, your scores every semester. Now, your GPA at the end of 3 years is your long-term GPA. Let's say your GPA after 3 years at the university is 3.8, GPA 3.8. 3.8 is the long term, which is a trend. You see that? You see the steady upward straight line, that is your GDP, long-term GDP. And that is your GPA 3.8. We want to increase 3.8, and that's very hard. It's not easy to increase your capacity. Remember, your GPA 3.8 is your normal capacity. If you want to increase that in long term, very hard. Okay? Now, you see up and downs, up and downs. Up and downs are your GPAs for each semester. For some semesters, you outperform your normal capacity. Maybe this semester you got 4, GPA of 4. But next semester you may have your GPA of 3, for example. 4 or 3 are your short term, your semester by semester your GPA. Your GPA may change from semester to semester. It may go up, it may go down, but it goes just around your long-term capacity. Are you with me? So think about that. Think about your GPA, your scores, and also apply that into to the GDP. Okay? In GDP, we also have long-term, and we also have ups and downs every year. This year might be up, next year might be down, but in general, we are there. In general, we have the average there. Okay? So the down, when your GDP goes down in the short term, look at the yellow one, it is called recession. Recession means the GDP growth rate goes down. Okay? Look at the green one. When GDP goes up, it's called the recovery. Okay? Now, I go back one slide and have a look at this. Recession is the fall in your GDP growth rate. Your GDP growth rate reduces. Depression is a very, very serious recession. Are you okay, guys? Is everything okay? Do you see the difference between long-term and short-term? Yeah? Do you see long-term and short-term here from this diagram, from this graph? Is everything okay? Ngọc, yes? Trí, yes? Okay. So I hope you see the Nam Phương, yes? I hope you see the long-term and the short-term. How to think about that? Just think about your GPA. On average, your GPA is 3.8, but this semester you got more than 3.8. Next semester you got less than 3.8. That varies from semester to semester. And your mom may ask you, hey, why this semester you score more? Next semester, why are you scoring less? Mom, because every semester we have different factors. Maybe this semester I feel very excited. But next semester I don't feel that excited. This semester I want to work hard, and next semester I don't work really hard. There are some things always happen around you in the short term. So it keeps changing from semester to semester. But in general, your capacity is there. Okay? So the capacity is the long term. And the changes from semester to semester is a short term. Now, in order to explain your long-term performance of GDP, you have to look into the 4 factors. Okay? In order to explain the performance of GDP in the short term from year to year, you have to apply ADAS model. Is everything clear? Is everything clear, guys? Yes, good. Now, so today we try, yes, thank you. Today we try to explain the GDP performance in the short term. So we are not talking about the 4 factors in the long term anymore. If you enhance those 4 factors, your GDP will grow in the long term. You are enhancing the capacity of your economy. Okay? That is the 4 factors. But today we'll look at the short term. Now, before we move to short term, I want you guys to have a look at this one.